The courtroom was packed. Journalists, legal experts, and curious spectators filled every seat. The tension in the air was thick as Elon Musk, the billionaire genius behind Tesla and SpaceX, stood before the judge. This wasn't just any legal battle. It was a case that had the world watching. But no one, not even the most experienced legal analysts, could have predicted what was about to happen. The judge, known for his sharp tongue and no-nonsense attitude, leaned back in his chair, a smirk on his face. With a dismissive tone, he mocked Musk, throwing sarcastic remarks his way. The courtroom chuckled. Some saw it as a powerful man being put in his place. But Musk, he didn't flinch. Instead, he let out a quiet chuckle, shaking his head. And then, with a calm but firm voice, he uttered a few words that sent chills down the judge's spine. Within seconds, the entire courtroom shifted. The judge's smirk vanished. His hands stiffened. The room fell into dead silence. What had Musk just revealed? Why did the judge suddenly look frozen in place? No one could believe what they had just witnessed. Elon Musk, the billionaire entrepreneur behind Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink, had been in and out of legal battles for years. From SEC lawsuits to shareholder disputes, he was no stranger to the courtroom. But this time, the stakes were different. This wasn't just another regulatory issue or a financial penalty. This was personal. Reports suggested that Musk had been dragged into this legal showdown due to allegations that were making headlines. Some believed it was another attack by his critics, a strategic move to bring him down. Others thought it was a deeper conspiracy, one that involved powerful forces who saw Musk as a threat to their control. At the center of it all was Judge Richard Callaway, a figure known for his bluntness and sharp-tongued remarks. He had a reputation for putting high-profile figures in their place, never hesitating to embarrass or mock them in front of a packed courtroom. And when Musk stepped forward to defend himself, Callaway saw the perfect opportunity. The hearing began with the usual legal formalities, but it quickly turned into a spectacle. The judge's comments became more sarcastic, his tone condescending. "Mr. Musk, I understand you think you're the smartest man in the room," he sneered. "But here, you follow the rules like everyone else." The courtroom chuckled. Some of the media outlets had already begun crafting their headlines. "Judge puts Elon Musk in his place." Musk, however, didn't react. He simply listened, his expression unreadable. He knew something that no one else in that room did. A secret that, once revealed, would change everything. As the back and forth continued, the tension grew. The judge's mockery became more relentless, almost as if he was enjoying the public humiliation of one of the world's most powerful men. But then, just as the judge was about to deliver his final blow, Musk spoke. And in an instant, the entire courtroom dynamic shifted. As the courtroom proceedings continued, Judge Richard Callaway's condescending attitude toward Elon Musk became increasingly apparent. Every time Musk attempted to speak, the judge would cut him off with a sarcastic remark or a dismissive wave of his hand. The reporters in the courtroom scribbled notes furiously. This was gold for the media. A powerful billionaire, seemingly being put in his place by a no-nonsense judge. "Mr. Musk, this is not one of your board meetings. You don't get to talk whenever you feel like it." Judge Callaway sneered, eliciting soft chuckles from the audience. Musk, however, remained composed. His expression was unreadable, a stark contrast to the judge's smug demeanor. The prosecution capitalized on the moment, framing Musk as an arrogant businessman who thought he was above the law. "Your Honor, Mr. Musk may be a genius in the tech world, but in this courtroom, he's just another defendant," the opposing lawyer stated, his voice dripping with contempt. The judge nodded in agreement. "That's right. No rockets, no electric cars, no Twitter polls. Just the law, Mr. Musk. And I highly doubt you have much experience in that department." The courtroom erupted in quiet laughter. The judge leaned back in his chair, clearly enjoying himself. This wasn't just a legal proceeding anymore. It was a spectacle, and Judge Callaway was the star of the show. Musk, however, remained unshaken. He listened, his fingers tapping lightly on the table in front of him. He didn't flinch at the mockery. He didn't interrupt. He didn't defend himself. And that's what started to make people nervous. The attorneys, the journalists, even some of the courtroom staff. Everyone had expected Musk to fire back, to retaliate with his usual sharp wit. But he didn't. Instead, he remained silent, letting the judge dig himself deeper and deeper into his own arrogance. The judge, mistaking Musk's silence for weakness, became bolder. "Tell me, Mr. Musk, do you think you can outsmart the court? You may have convinced the world that you're some kind of genius, but I see just another billionaire who thinks the rules don't apply to him." At this point, even Musk's own legal team began exchanging uneasy glances. They knew their client well. They had seen him in high-pressure situations before, and one thing was clear: Musk never let someone mock him without reason. He was waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for something that no one else in that room saw coming. And then, just when Judge Calloway leaned forward, ready to deliver what he thought would be the final blow, Musk finally spoke. His voice was calm, measured, but his words sent a shockwave through the courtroom. "Your Honor," Musk said, looking directly at the judge, "before you continue, I think it's time I tell you something about who I really am." The room fell silent. The air became thick with anticipation. Even Judge Calloway's smirk faltered, and in that moment, everyone in the courtroom realized this was far from over. The silence in the courtroom was suffocating. Judge Calloway, who had been riding the wave of his own arrogance, suddenly found himself staring at a man who no longer looked like just another billionaire in legal trouble. The murmurs in the crowd ceased, and every reporter had their pen frozen mid-air, waiting for Musk's next words. Elon Musk took a slow breath, then leaned forward slightly. "Your Honor," he began, his voice steady yet firm, "you might want to be careful about who you're mocking, because you're not just dealing with me. You're dealing with something much bigger than you realize." The judge scoffed, attempting to maintain his dominance. "Oh really, Mr. Musk? And who exactly do you think you are?" he asked, smirking. Musk finally cracked a smile, but it wasn't his usual playful grin. It was the kind of smile that sent a chill down your spine. "Let's just say, the government has classified me under a different name," he said. A gasp rippled through the courtroom. The prosecution looked at each other, confused. The reporters scrambled to write down what they had just heard. "What are you implying, Mr. Musk?" the judge asked, his voice now slightly uncertain. Musk slowly pulled a document from his inside pocket and slid it across the table toward his lawyer. The attorney hesitated for a moment, then opened it, his eyes widening in disbelief as he read its contents. He quickly handed it over to the judge. Judge Calloway's smirk vanished the moment his eyes scanned the first few lines. His hands, which had been so firm on the gavel just moments ago, now trembled slightly. This can't be real," the judge muttered under his breath. He looked back up at Musk, who was now watching him intently, waiting for his reaction. The document bore a top-secret classification stamp from a U.S. intelligence agency, but what truly made the judge freeze was the name listed on the file. Not Elon Musk, but something else entirely. A code name, a project name. Something linked to classified operations that no civilian, no matter how wealthy, should have access to. The entire courtroom was on edge. Musk tilted his head. "Still think I'm just another billionaire, Your Honor?" he asked, his voice dripping with quiet authority. The judge swallowed hard, suddenly looking pale. He tried to maintain his composure, but everyone in the room could see it. He was shaken. I think we need to take a recess," the judge stammered, his confidence completely shattered. Musk simply leaned back in his chair, watching as the entire courtroom descended into chaos. Reporters were whispering frantically, lawyers were exchanging hushed words, and even the bailiff seemed unsure of what to do next. Because in that moment, everyone realized Elon Musk wasn't just a businessman, he was something else entirely. And whatever that was, it changed everything. The courtroom was no longer the judge's domain. The moment he read that classified document, everything shifted. His authority crumbled. His voice, once booming with confidence, now wavered. Elon Musk had turned the tables completely. A stunned silence hung in the air. The prosecution, which had been so eager to humiliate Musk, now sat frozen, eyes darting between the judge and the mysterious document in his hands. Musk's own legal team, who had been preparing for a standard defense, realized they were now part of something much bigger than a simple courtroom dispute. Judge Calloway fumbled with the papers before looking back at Musk, his face drained of color. "Mr. Musk, I need a moment to process this." But the damage was already done. The courtroom doors burst open as reporters rushed out, eager to break the story. Those who remained inside frantically typed on their phones, sending out cryptic tweets about what had just unfolded. The internet was about to explode, but no one outside the room even knew why yet. Within minutes, hashtags like Musk's secret identity, who is Elon, and Judge Froze were trending. Conspiracy theorists jumped on the opportunity, claiming that Musk was linked to everything from secret space programs to government black ops. Some suggested he wasn't even human. Meanwhile, mainstream news outlets scrambled to piece together what had just happened. Elon Musk shocks courtroom. What did the judge see? Headlined major networks. Experts speculated on live TV, trying to decipher what could be so classified that a judge who had been mocking Musk moments ago suddenly looked like he had seen a ghost. But the real firestorm started when Musk himself tweeted, "Sometimes silence is the most powerful statement. #classified." That one tweet sent the internet into absolute chaos. Millions of likes, millions of retweets. Some believed he was trolling, others were convinced something massive was being covered up. Memes flooded the internet. Pictures of Judge Calloway with a terrified expression, captions reading, "He saw the truth, and Musk isn't playing chess, he's rewriting the game." Government officials were forced to respond. The White House press secretary dodged questions, saying they had no knowledge of any classified information regarding Mr. Musk. Intelligence agencies remained silent, which only fueled the speculation. Then came the biggest twist. Later that evening, a well-known whistleblower account on social media leaked a blurred image of what appeared to be the same document the judge had read in court. The details were obscured, but one thing stood out: a government seal and the words "Top Secret" stamped across the top. Now, it wasn't just an internet conspiracy. It was real, and the world wanted answers. But Elon Musk? He said nothing more. Because in this game of power, he had already won. The courtroom showdown started as a routine case, but ended as a moment that no one would ever forget. A judge who once held all the power found himself silenced, his authority crumbling in the face of a secret only Musk seemed to understand. What was in that document? Why did the judge freeze? The world demanded answers, but Musk remained silent. His one cryptic tweet only fueled speculation, turning this moment into one of the most talked about mysteries of the decade. Some believed Musk had access to classified government projects. Others claimed he was connected to secretive elites operating behind the scenes. Whatever the truth was, it was powerful enough to bring a judge, someone meant to uphold the law, to a complete standstill. In the days that followed, news networks, experts, and even government officials scrambled for explanations. But Musk? He simply moved on, unfazed, as if nothing had happened. And that was the scariest part. Because if Elon Musk could silence a judge in open court, what else was he capable of?